All right, I think I'm live. Sorry for the delay. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Hello, welcome to the stream. I have a face cam. I don't know how to get it to work, and I plan to have it on. Once again, sorry for the delay. Have you seen Luck of the Draw? Here it is. I had this. Oh, here it is. Yes. Face reveal. How's everyone doing? I'm Saturn Productions. What's up, guys? Saturn Productions here. Or Harrison Carney, and I am the writer-director of Luck of the Draw. Oh, you have seen it. Thanks for checking it out. I mean, those are the kind of videos I want to do in the future, you know? More short films, like The Door was one of those kind of short film things that I want to keep making. I would rather do more short film stuff than do, more stop motion, though I do think I'll probably do some more stop motion. So what's going on? I'm going to wait another couple minutes for people to get here, I guess. And then I'll start, but it is going to be a video afterwards, so people can just check out what's going on. How's the audio? Does it sound good? I did tons of tests for this, and there's a reason I'm using Zoom. Unfortunately, Joe Hoyer, the lead actor in the movie, his Wi-Fi isn't going to be working, so unfortunately he won't be joining us today for the live stream. But it's fine. He said he'll be able to try to show up in chat if he has time. So yeah, I'll start the stream soon. How's everyone doing today? Is this weird? Having a face cam? I have my phone to look at chat. I don't want to open up the streaming stuff too much. Alright. At 2:20, we'll begin the live stream. Have you guys seen The Door? That was my newest one I made. I mean, I can quick give some context on this movie just to fill time till I want to actually begin the commentary. So I started writing this in June of 2019, and I talked to Joe and I talked to the other actors for a couple months before we began shooting. I guess it was just like 1.5 months. With Joe, I actually showed him my ideas and stuff for it in June, like right after I had started writing it without even the finished script being done. And like I wasn't actually typing it in screenplay format. I was typing it like on a Google Doc, like probably more similar to a play than a screenplay, in the way that it was like a name and then the line they said, like a colon, and then the line they said, and then enter down to the next line without like a space between every dialogue, and it wasn't like centered and all the other weird formatting stuff that happens with screenplays. So it was very much a amateur feeling screenplay and stuff. Yes, Joe's in chat. What's up? Yeah, there's a bit of delay, so I won't be able to respond. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna start the commentary soon. Joe, since you're in chat, do you have a favorite scene? Favorite thing you filmed, or favorite like scene that maybe you weren't even in it? How's it going? Oh, emails are going. Hate this. I'm streaming on my dad's computer, so there's going to be emails. I am good. Thanks for asking. This is going to be, I think, a lot of fun. I've been planning this for, almost ever since the movie came out. I was thinking it'd be cool to do something like this. Yes. Stabbing the agent in the front door. The agent is played by my grandpa, and we tried to choreograph like a fight scene, kind of. It really wasn't, because we're not dealing with actual actors. We don't have like a stunt coordinator or any of that, right? It's just me, and I'm like behind the camera too. So it was, yeah, Joe said it was also the hardest scene. He did a really good job for not being a professional stunt person, and it's weird trying to like explain how it's envisioned in your head, trying to make people do like different swings with the bat. And of course, I don't want anyone to get hurt, right? That's the number one priority. And then Austin Hunter, the guy who plays Charlie in the movie, he comes forward and then stabs the guy. And I'm kind of I'm doing like spoilers and stuff for the movie. I'm assuming many people in the chat have seen it, but yeah, I guess I will start playing the movie. And tell me if the audio for the movie is too high or too low and want me to do in comparison to my voice. The Bone books. Who's read the Bone books? Those are so good.
Hello?
It's finished.
I'll be right over.
So it's this kind of shot. I drove the car here, and then my sister filmed out the window with my iPhone 6. This was all filmed on iPhone 6. Not even iPhone 6s or anything, which I think has a better camera than the normal iPhone 6. It was very much so not a professional movie. But I think it was really cool.
Hey, Barry.
Congratulations, Charlie. How did you finish this? I thought you gave up.
I was just taking a break. I would never give up on a project that was this close.
Austin and Joe.
Anyways, I realized the way we were using the radio waves was completely wrong. I was trying to send them in a specific direction, but what I had to do instead was compress them into a
being
single
distracted
point,
by
and then send an electrical current through
machine,
that point.
which is,
that would run them into the
I'm gonna
fourth
pause for a
dimension,
second.
and then
Talk about the machine. Let's go back. Yeah, so right over here, we went to Goodwill, and then we found a bunch of old like electronics and stuff that we didn't want to. Clearly no one's gonna want any of this stuff, right? Anyway, then yeah, so we tried to assemble like this mishmash of unidentifiable things. Like this, I think, is like a Wi-Fi router. This is like a clicker for some college. This is, I think, it plays CDs. And also later in the movie, I had like these wires for these little lights in them that I got from my grandpa to do like Lego stuff, like Lego stop motions, like for lighting lamps. I think in my Lego Stranger Things stop motion, you can see those the little like tiny lights in the lamp posts. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, yeah, so I snuck some wires in, and then of course it all just kind of blends in, right? It's all wires. No one knows the difference. And so I lit this little thing up, this circle, so it looks like a it looks like it's glowing, and there's weird tech and stuff. This is a microphone, and I made this cardboard stand for it. Yeah, I guess that's really everything. Also, Joe gets the little headphones. Charlie gets the big headphones. Wow, that's deep, guys. That's an emotional and just crucial element to understanding these characters. Wow, let's go.
and then send an electrical current through that point. That would run them into the fourth dimension, and then we can communicate with the parallel universe.
This is all going over my head. How do you know it works?
Well, I've established a secure connection with a parallel timeline. Hopefully, we only connect with an alternate version of myself.
You can hear me there,
parallel timeline who's also created this device. There were thousands to choose from after all.
Jeez, this is more complicated than I thought. What are you gonna name it?
I haven't thought about that yet. I'm still soaking into the idea that a machine like this is even possible, let alone created by me. So, Do you want to make first contact?
We have some of Daniel's music again. This is really cool. I love Daniel's music in this, and it's all an original soundtrack. Later on, this is like the beginning stuff. This is Barry's like motif. It just keeps getting better and better, and it keeps building and building to this, and then it gets really, really good in like the last scene, and it's just crazy. Yeah, there's the light I was telling you guys about.
Hello?
Hello?
I did it! It works! Hi,
I had problems with lighting this
Charlie,
whole movie.
with me is Barry.
And like white
who are
balance
you?
because I wouldn't
Barry? Barry
focus
Dunn?
the scene.
Yeah? Why?
Well, that's me. I'm Barry Dunn.
This is one of the
I know
initial twists
Charlie
of the
too.
turns of the movie.
Charlie Hudson?
Know him?
Having
Yeah, he's my best friend. I was
the
gonna have
other
him over, so
having
we
an
could
alternate
test
version
it
of Barry
together,
on the
but
set of the
I
machine.
couldn't wait any longer. My machine's gonna get me famous.
Hold on. Your machine? I
Feel free to
thought
comment
I
any
made
kind of questions you guys have.
Or a parallel version of me.
Well, I'm sure you know all about timelines, Charlie.
This timeline, I was the one who invented it. I suppose it's kind of luck of the draw. Anyway,
Wow,
you
they
said
said the
that
title of the
Barry's
movie.
there?
Can I talk to him?
Hey, how's it
I
going?
think I say it one more time.
I'm great. Here, I have to write this down. What are you like in your dimension?
Did you help make this?
No, I worked on it alone.
This is a little bit mean.
Barry was here for emotional
Charlie.
support, though.
Well,
I think he realizes he's being a bit mean.
I didn't work on
This is when Barry realizes
I wonder how many other people have managed to
deep in
figure
thought
out
in
something
the
like
background.
this. This is only
the yeah,
my
where's
first test.
I'll wait till this next.
There could be hundreds.
I've managed to connect to several other realities already, but only made contact with this one.
I'm excited to start.
So one of the main motifs in the movie is the mouth, only showing the mouth. I think even in the script, I don't have a copy of the script with me, but I think in the script, I actually like write only his mouth is shown, and it just makes it way more creepy if you can't see his eyes, and it makes it seem like he's like deceiving you. You can't really trust someone, and this is more similar, I think, to how the characters would be experiencing the scene too. Is that you can't see the person, you can only hear their voice. So yeah, mask their true intentions
Start testing further.
because the eyes
It's
hold
good
the
to hear.
truth or whatever.
We'll have to compare notes once
Shakespeare
I've
stuff.
contacted the others. Here, I'm gonna go get some wire. Don't hang up, Barry. Other Barry.
You have an excuse to get the berries talking to each other.
So, Barry, it's pretty weird to talk to myself.
Don't you think it's bizarre?
How did you come up with this idea?
Pardon?
How can you do this stuff but I can't? I don't even know what Charlie's talking about most of the time.
Is it really just luck of the draw, like you said?
Listen,
two,
I know it must
the
not
second
seem
time.
fair. That's because it isn't. You deserve everything that I have in this timeline.
And just because you didn't get it doesn't mean you can't succeed in your reality too.
All right, Barry. I'm gonna have to disconnect. We can talk more later, but for now, I need to find or purchase more wire. For the safety of the machine.
All right, sounds good. I'll check back again tomorrow morning. Have a good day, Charlie. You too, Barry.
This is kind of setting up all the conflict that's going to happen.
Well, that was certainly exciting.
You have Barry who's
Yeah.
feeling like he has no worth.
I guess I'll see you tomorrow then.
The
I
mic
may do some more tests. Tonight.
divides them.
You can see the ones I do tomorrow.
Okay.
here. This is like one of the only shots we used like a steady camera. Every other shot I'm holding it in my hands, even like for this kind of shot. And there's a lot of moving camera in this because I like the way that it just creates a constant sense of unease. But yeah, like for the one shot on the desk, he has his I like attach the camera to like this. I think it was like a stack of books or something, so it can stay up and not fall over because I couldn't get back by the desk. This is borderline like some of the best lighting in the whole movie.
Hello,
Once
Barry.
again, the mouth thing.
Who are you? How do
That's
you know
my dad
name?
playing Ezra Sullivan.
I'm Ezra Sullivan, and I'm with my advisor, Simon Murray, and we've been closely
This scene
following
took
this
a long time
project
to
you
film
and your
because
friend.
we didn't do any like rehearsal for any of the dialogue. So what would happen was my dad would just try like to read the dialogue and then just wing it like the next take. Austin Hunter, who plays Charlie, was really, really good at that. He could just read a line and then boom, he instantly knew it. But my dad took a lot more tries. Eventually, there's a monologue scene with him in a graveyard, and there he totally memorized the whole thing, and we could do it. I think we did the whole thing in one whole take, but I wanted to cut it up into two, just because I thought it would, I don't know, make the scene better. But yeah, so at first, the dialogue memorization was spotty, then so good. All right, let's continue. This is
have
my
been
neighbor.
working on.
Yeah?
He
What about it?
Quite
graciously
frankly, it's
wanted
incredible.
to act in the
I
movie.
think a device this wonderful and advanced should be shared. And I think a talented
How's the
individual
audio?
such
Is it
as
good?
yourselves deserve fame and recognition. That's why I'd like to meet up with you in person.
Meet with you. What do you want with it? And how can I trust you?
I have great need for a machine such as yours, and I'm willing to pay a large amount of money for it.
Would Charlie come to the meeting too?
We would only need to meet with one of you to represent the project, and we have not yet contacted Charlie.
Don't.
I'll do
There's
it.
a lot of lying and like deception stuff taking place in this movie, and it's weird because it's hard to have characters have a conversation when they're lying to each other all the time. It's just a different type of writing that's necessary. And when I'm writing my new screenplay right now for a feature, just because I want to, not because I intend to shoot it, it's weird because I want to have like these nice dialogue scenes, but at the same point, the characters are all liars, and each character has their own motivation. That the only way they can accomplish it is by deceiving other characters. That's one of the challenges that I faced writing this movie too, because there's no scene before Barry and Charlie like begin talking to the alternate version of Barry, and everything kind of falls to pieces. I mean, you don't really get the idea that they're necessarily friends, besides like that tiny bit of dialogue before they begin going. You know what I mean? So that's one of the difficulties that I ran into when writing this whole movie. I think it ended up being balanced pretty well. But yeah, here's I'm not gonna tell you what city this is in. I don't want any stalkers coming to find me. But this this is I want an excuse here to have another interaction with a different scene and like in a different location besides just on the phone. That's why they had to meet up in person, despite the fact this could probably be done over the telephone.
Good to see you, Barry. I was beginning to think you weren't going to come. Well, let's get down to business.
Yeah, you want to buy our invention, right?
Indeed. It's very remarkable.
How much are you willing to pay for it?
Name your price.
Anything?
As I say, I think you two deserve to be rewarded. All you have to do is deliver.
Yeah, about that. Charlie's not too keen on selling it. He's pretty protective of all of our inventions.
Well, in that case, you'll need to convince him. Get him to sell me the machine.
It's like taller
I can try.
than Ezra.
Try. I need you to guarantee that you can deliver it.
I'll do it.
Good choice. You're going to be very rich. It won't be that hard. Just tell Charlie that we'll market it for him.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll be leaving now, Mr. Sullivan.
My advisor and I will keep in touch with you. We'll need to know when
I
you
like
convince
this shot
Charlie.
where it pulls out.
Eventually, you'll need to give us the
I
address where to
actually
pick up the
storyboarded
machine.
every single
Oh, and one more
shot
thing.
in this entire movie because
The
I
money is merely
didn't
the
want to
easy
miss
way.
anything.
If you fail to deliver or attempt to back out, I will take it by force. I'm a very powerful man. I won't hesitate to take what I want if you get cold feet. Is that understood?
Why do you want this thing so badly anyway? Aren't you just gonna sell it?
There's a lot more at stake for me than you would know, Barry.
Quick comment here. So one of the things that I do when I'm writing these things is it's like a puzzle kind of, in that you don't understand what the characters want until it's naturally revealed, because I don't like having just tons and tons of exposition. So Ezra here is kind of like a one-dimensional character who just wants the machine and will pay Barry for it. It's later on in the movie where this stuff kind of you kind of unravel the character, and you can maybe even find yourself sympathizing with him a little bit, which is the best. And yeah, this scene was actually filmed one of the closest scenes filmed to last. I think this may have been filmed in like September or something. So my dad's dialogue here, he had it pretty well memorized at that point. But the first thing we filmed in the entire movie was those office room scenes, those three. I'll talk a bit more maybe about those in the end, because we had to film 3 different like scenes worth of office scenes all in one day. That was really, really cool. But yeah.
Don't fail me, or everything you've worked for will be for
Trailer
nothing.
shot.
Hey, how did further testing go?
It went really well. You should definitely hang out with me and other Barry when we talk sometime. He shared a lot of great algorithms and data. It's been really helpful.
That's great. You know, I was thinking about this a while now. You're obviously very talented and were able to create that machine.
Oh, it's called the alternate reality.
So here Austin's
communicator, or
sitting and he's,
ARC for short.
I mean Charlie,
Named it
the
last
actor
night.
is
Charlie
Austin,
created
but
the art, and that's not only
Charlie's sitting and he's not facing Barry, and Barry's standing up. So there's my goal here. Once again, I storyboard every single shot because I want to make sure I get every single shot that I want, and it actually allows me to then do more experimentation. Because after I have every single shot, I know, all right, I have everything I need. Now let's keep, trying things out. It isn't like I need to continue to build the movie off in my head as I'm doing the shooting. I know what I need to get, and then I can keep doing more afterwards. And yeah, so this was in the storyboards, and in the, I mean, one of the things in this scene that I think works well is the Austin's like fiddling. I mean, Charlie. I'm so used to calling him Austin, but Charlie is fiddling with this device, which actually in the script he was meant to have a comment about in this scene, saying that it can like record conversations and stuff, so he can listen back and research them more later, which is actually gonna come in very handy later on in the movie for him. Spoiler alert. But then, but he's fiddling with this like device, and in the prequels, all the characters do is they walk and they talk. Star Wars prequels, which is kind of boring. You need to find different interesting things for them to be doing instead of just talk. So one of the ways I did this was have him be fiddling with this, and like there's another shot later where he like flicks like the battery pack off of the of the back of the like little thing that he's messing with. I don't remember what that thing is. I think it was something related to health, like it measured like heartbeats or something. Once again, something we got at Goodwill. So
For you, but for science as a whole, don't you think that gift should be
it
shared?
just makes everything more interesting.
Like shared with you?
Yeah.
You're allowed to use it with
I
my
mean,
permission.
I think you can tell here that they're not really on the
No,
same
I
level
think
because
others
they
need to
aren't
know about your
eye level
creation.
for one. But
Others need
Austin's
to
also facing a whole
experience the
different
wonders
direction.
of the art.
It's a classic
I think
way
you
to
should
stage
sell
a
it.
scene like this.
Sell it? I can't do that.
Why not? I know a company that would love to take it off your hands. They run tests and eventually market it for you. You could make a lot of money,
No, I don't know. Who is this company? How do they know about my idea? And why are you researching marketing companies for my invention? It's not yours to sell.
Listen, this is a great opportunity, not just for you, but for researchers and scientists as a whole. Don't you think that a larger group could better utilize the park's great potential?
Not to mention the risk we run with using this type of technology.
You noticed that there was a bit of a
You know what
like,
kind of
I think
damage this
I
stuff could
dropped
do in the
one
wrong
frame
hands?
there
No.
because it had like some problem with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing I was talking
It
about, where
doesn't
like,
make
he like
sense
knocks
to
the battery
distribute
pack off and it
technology
adds
with
for a
this
good
power
transition in the
without
dialogue.
first
But
thinking of the consequences.
the one frame,
All right.
Come on.
I think there was like some weird sound in it, so I
I'm
wanted
not
to
mad
remove
at
the
you,
frame without like
but
making the
Don't be trying
like
to
the
sell my
audio
invention.
like not sync
I'm
with
making
the
it
video.
happen.
So I had to fade the two things together so I could move the sound. Here's Barry sneaking out to go talk to his other version of himself. I like the scene a lot. I think this is when
Hello?
the movie
Who is
just
this?
takes off and doesn't stop.
Hello. It's me, Barry.
The problem we encountered was this light over here. I use the mouse, no one can see my hand.
I'm using his arm.
This over here,
Yeah.
one of the problems is that it had like a
I think it's
lens
fine that
flare,
you're using it. And what do you want to talk about?
which I had never really experienced before. Additionally, in this scene, I mean, his alternate versions, like his little devil on his shoulder telling him, "Oh, I think it's fine that you
And then
can,
how you
use
deserve
the
all
machine,
that I have.
selling it, all this
I
different
remember
stuff."
it and still believe it too. Listen, Barry, I want to help you make things fair.
You can't help. I'm going to sell Charlie's
Good.
machine to a guy named Ezra Sullivan. I think this way I can fix the equilibrium between our dimensions. You think I made the right choice?
One of the things here is that his other version of himself, the alternate version of Barry, which I think Joe does a great job of playing, the evil version. I think it's like the perfect gray area between being too serious to take this. I think this is a relatively, it's not a super serious concept, I think it has serious enough themes, but he is just cheesy enough to not be like this tiring, stupid villain. It makes him, I think, a much more interesting character to have his other version of himself be like, he clearly enjoys being evil and like chaos and stuff like that, which I really like that about his performance. And like one of the things here is that the other version of himself is trying to convince him that this is fair, and that's one of the themes of the movie is, what's fair and like what's not, and how the other version of himself is kind of like manipulating him with those ideals to get what he wants.
Barry, you need confidence.
If you look inside yourself, you'll
Once
know
again,
if this
like
is
goading
something
him forward
you
with
want to
the
do.
confidence thing.
I'll
It's like,
support you.
what,
And
you're
I
not
think
confident
selling
about
Charlie's
this?
arc will reward you.
As I have been rewarded for my creation.
Hopefully.
Have you convinced Charlie?
I don't think I'll be able to convince Charlie. Maybe Mr. Sullivan will be able to do it for me.
You're right. I lack confidence. But I think this is the way I can get what I want.
I'm glad you can muster the courage to do what should be done. That is a valuable trait to have, Barry.
This is some dance music. Once again, a car shot. This time my dad drove the car and I filmed out the window because I wanted to get this specific feel of the shot. This is like my favorite shot in the whole movie. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works is it just destroys footage when you put it into a when you upload it. It makes, you know, tons of blocks and pixels or whatever. It's really annoying. So this shot ended up not looking very good. I might try to upload it to a different site or something later to get the highest quality version of this shot. You guys might not be able to tell because you're watching it through a live stream anyway. But yeah, let's just keep watching. I feel like I keep starting these things and then losing track of where I'm going and then just rambling.
With selling the invention yet, or will he take more
Second
convincing?
day's worth
The latter,
of
I'm afraid. I was hoping your
second
people would
scene
give him a nudge
of
in the
the
right
one day that we
direction.
shot those,
That sounds like a plan.
the office
What's
scenes.
the address where you're keeping the machine?
This is like the final test he has, because if he gives the address, then he can't take it back. And Ezra will be able to get the machine.
4353 Pike.
The ARC. Alternate
Come
reality
there tomorrow
communicator.
afternoon. I'll be there.
Thank you very much, Barry. We can configure your payment as soon as this is over. You've made the right decision.
So I quick pause again, then I'll let the next stuff play out. This is like 11 minutes, and essentially after this scene, the third act begins, because Barry makes the decision to basically sell away his friend's privacy and give Ezra the ability to take the ARC. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit imbalanced if Act 1 and Act 2 are within this big chunk of 11. I know Act 3 is like the rest of the 12 minutes. I think it's kind of funny how it turned out, but yeah. Oh, with these office scenes, I'll do this thing right now quickly. We filmed all three of them on one day, and we filmed the scene where Barry bikes, like the one you guys just watched, on the same day. So I could actually edit those, like this whole scene. This was the first scene that I actually had done, edited completely, because I had the footage for all of it. And so my dad took 3 different ties, and then he took off like this business coat for the last of the scenes. And also, if you may notice this later on, pay attention for it, but he's unshaven, or at least a little bit unshaven, on the final of the 3 of these scenes at the climax. And I think, you know, because he's obviously very distraught, and he's not doing very well because he's stressing about whether or not he'll be able to get the machine. But we filmed that scene first with him out having shaved. Then he went and shaved in the bathroom. Then he went back. Then he we filmed these other 2 scenes. So it was like a one thing where after he shaved, we had to make sure we had all the footage, because yeah, he has, like, you know, stubble all over his face. All right, let's continue.
Ezra,
The first
I want to make sure you
thing
thought
of
this over
Ezra's
carefully.
theme.
It's not too late
First
to turn
instance of
back.
it.
Why would I turn back now, Simon? You know I've wanted this forever. Look at this book. This is a testament to what I've worked for. Years of my life, and it's almost
The
within my
books like
grasp.
Ezra.
I know that
is
you want to
is
do
a
more
obsession.
than what your father thought of you. I know that your father loved your brother Reginald more than you, and it wasn't fair. You want closure, but as your advisor, I must say you must move on.
I'm sorry. I've already made up my mind. There isn't anything that you can say that's going to stop me.
This is the motivation for Ezra, essentially. Those leaves were strategically placed by me on the road before we filmed that.
Ezra, your brother and I have decided the company doesn't need you anymore. It's clear that you don't know what you're doing.
Oof. Written out of the will. Feels bad. This will allow him to hopefully make things right. Once again, the whole thing with the fairness is it's what drives Ezra to pursue this machine, because his brother was loved more.
I've come back, Father. Tomorrow, I'll be able to fix everything. I'll be able to speak to you again. I've accomplished so much. I built a corporation from the ground up without inheriting everything like my brother.
This was completely memorized by my dad. I think he did a really good job.
You know, I can still hear your condescending voice in my head. This will be my chance to hear you proud of me for once, and you'll doubt me no more. You'll be proud that I'm your son.
I notice it wobbles a bit. That's because like the iMovie, I edited on iMovie by the way. There's like a auto stabilization feature, and I didn't have a gimbal, and I didn't have like a dolly, so I would just move it forward and then try to be smooth. Many of these shots, there's only one shot where I get closest to having a dolly, and that is when it's in the office when Ezra is reading the will, and then the camera pushes into him, and that was, you know, it's actually not a dolly. I have like this tripod, and then I put the tripod on this big book, and then I just push the book forward very slowly. And because the iPhone, I think, is pretty good autofocus in general, it managed to keep my dad in focus and look like it was like a dolly, I think, which is really, really cool.
Oh, hey Barry, I'll just be a few minutes, so you can head on upstairs.
All right, sounds good.
Messed up the focus in that shot. My bad.
A little bit.
If you may have noticed, every single scene transition is like a door slamming or something. So there's that. And this is an important shot. Finally, the world, the real world version of Barry is being represented by just a mouth. The show, and this is actually kind of confusing. When I showed this to my siblings, they were confused about who he was talking to. If this was the alternate version of Barry or this was the version we've been following for the whole movie. And I think it does its job perfectly as it he's becoming the evil version of himself, which is kind of cheesy, I know, but
Barry, you there? What's up?
I told them the address.
They'll be here about 20 minutes and this will all be over. I'm glad you're taking measures to fix your timeline and make things fair. Make things right.
my favorite soundtrack Daniel did. I'm not sure. The last one's really good.
He doesn't deserve this.
Think about what you deserve.
Still doubting himself?
You should come first. Equality should come
Once
first.
again, the idea
You're
of
right.
using these ideals
be confident in
to
my
trick and
choices.
deceive people
The fact
and
is, I
manipulate
still
them.
feel uneasy. Barry, I have to tell you something. You have to trust me, though.
His alternate version realizes that he has to come clean to him, or else this version won't act. So that there is a lens flare from this light, which was a pain in the butt, and we didn't figure out how to fix it. So yeah,
Of course I trust you.
he's truly
Yeah.
evil. He gets so much satisfaction out of like manipulating people, and this is later. I mean, this is a bit of a spoiler, so mute your audio right here for like 10 seconds. But I mean, how many times has he manipulated other people to kill Charlie? Probably many times.
I'm about to tell you.
So
I'm
I
proud
just
of
think
it.
it's
I'm
interesting,
confident
and
the decision I made was the right one.
I did not
this
make
might be
this
the
machine.
only ones who was able to.
I did not make this machine. I stole it. Just as you're about to do. Your decision to steal from Charlie is going to change your life and fix your timeline. I guarantee it.
You stole his work. Timeline's just like mine.
It was just like yours. I cleansed it. I took what I wanted.
What happened to Charlie?
I killed him. He got in the way of the destiny I wanted, and I urge you to do the same. Purify your world. Take what you deserve. Take what I know you desperately want, Barry.
Use like a white background, like these white tag boards, and then we just light them up
Hey,
so that it looks like
what
he's
were
like
you doing? I heard you talking to someone.
pure white background.
Barry!
Oops. This would be where that recording device came back in handy.
Hello, Barry? You there? What's up? I told them the address. They'll be here about 20 minutes and this will all be over.
The house isn't that far away. Shouldn't have heard from him by now.
Patience.
This might be my favorite scenes of the whole movie. This whole interaction. Barry's in the garage, contemplating what he's gonna do. I remember for multiple of these scenes, Joe would just burst out laughing because like neither of us could take these close-up things of him like going like this in the garage. I also like that you don't hear what's being said in Austin's headphones. You just see his reaction to this terrible plan that's unfolding. The car begins to pull up. He approached with trepidation. There's my grandpa. music here, it gets better. And it is really good. Now, this is the main theme of the whole movie, I feel like.
What the hell is this?
Let's get any questions.
I can explain.
Post them in the chat.
You were planning to kill me.
Alright, just calm down. I
You have
can.
a goddamn baseball bat in your hand. Get away from me. Who is that? Is that them? Coming to take away my invention you were trying to steal?
I made some really bad choices. I betrayed you, but right now there's a man at the door coming to take away your invention.
Okay, pause quickly. This whole scene structure, it's like, Interstellar, something like that. Or any Christopher Nolan movie, really, where it's like a cutting back and forth quickly between these different conflicts. And yeah, that was the goal here, and it gets even more intense, I feel. Let me see. Anything else to add to this? I don't think so. Part of me just wants to watch it. I don't even want to, commentate at all. I just want to see how this stuff plays out. But wow, what's that? Is that a Carnage Club poster? It is a Carnage Club poster. Let's go.
Man you've been secretly contacting so you can take what is rightfully mine. You've been waiting for this moment so you can kill me and take my invention.
There was a moment where I thought about killing you. I thought about what I could be if I had taken it from you, but it was fleeting, Charlie. I realized what I've done, and I'm working on fixing it. The man out there has a walkie-talkie, and if we don't stop him from communicating with the higher-ups, he's going to call on people to break down your door and take it from you. Now I know I don't deserve your trust. Not after what I've done. But will you trust me enough to go down there and try and stop them from taking your invention?
Forget it.
This should be the point. I
brought
think in a
this
lot of
upon
movies
yourself.
where they team up. They don't
You
team
can
up
go
yet.
down there and pay for your actions.
Spoiler alert, they do team up. Close one.
What took so long?
Daniel's music here is so good.
Give it.
That's a fake gun. It's a BB gun. I think this is just another comment about the scene in general. Is it was a constant battle between me and the exposure because of course the background's bright because it's like midday when we're filming this. But I want to have it not just be completely white. So I would try to find like a middle ground, and sometimes it can change where like the background's either completely white or the characters are super dark because the background, which is a problem, and you just can't do filming at midday, okay? Also, I told my grandpa he should come in a business shirt and a tie, but and that would be enough, right? I mean, we didn't want to make him be overdressed or assuming he'd be doing stunts and stuff. I didn't want him to get like a suit dirty or something, but then he comes in fully decked out, looking like this. Looking like a gangsta, and yeah, I think fight scene's coming up.
Hey, boss. We got.
I like making the bullet sounds really loud because in real life, I assume bullet sounds are really loud. Yes, exposure, once again. Doesn't actually fall over, we just have the sound effect because we want
You
like
just took out the guy with the gun. He could have killed you.
I think you almost killed him.
It would have been self-defense. He was gonna shoot
They're so casual after they gut someone with scissors. I have those scissors upstairs. I have those scissors upstairs still, and they are still coated with a bit of fake blood that I put on them. I forgot to actually make fake blood for the day of the filming, so what I ended up doing was just taking red dye and then just like rubbing it on the blade. So yeah, they're golden, like colored, but they're tinted a little bit red now. So remnants of a simpler time when we could film stuff like this.
Bad news.
We must stop. We must reconsider and we must renegotiate.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
We aren't
He's
stopping
not
now.
shaved as well.
Send in our guys.
They're only teenagers.
Why should that matter? I need that machine. And those little shits aren't going to stop me now.
Do you swear? Dutch angle to make it seem really intense.
What should we do?
Are your parents home?
No. They would have heard the gunshot. Do you think we'll have company?
He said, if I back out, He'll take it by force. I know we're gonna have company.
Stand down, Ezra. You don't know what you're doing.
You can't
My neighbor
stop me now.
was great doing this, and he
Body's
was
down by the
full
fence.
willing
He's fine.
to get slammed against a wall. I might stop stopping this soon and just watch a bit of it play out. Anyway, he was full willing to get slammed against a wall, and I was like, you don't have to get slammed that hard. I don't want to, to hurt you. And then he was saying, no, I'll be all good. So we did end up speeding it up a little bit in later in iMovie, but yeah, I mean, he was very nice to help us with this project. And they say in this scene that the guy isn't dead. That was to make sure that they aren't killers, because I didn't want them to be killers. I just think it'd be weird if they just killed this guy and they roll him down by the fence. So he's fine. He'll wake
I'll
up
stay
later.
here and wait to compromise.
He's like Batman.
We need to get the
They're like
blueprints
Batman,
and
they're not gonna
destroy
kill
them.
people.
We can't let them get it.
What about the Ark?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
This scene, I'm sitting in the back of a car with the trunk open, seatbelted of course, filming as my dad car drives. Dad's car drives at us, and it was really cool. Here we get the mercenaries. They're coming with more fake guns. Run, Barry, run. Later on, there's like a long take. I said tape because I'm thinking that there's like a clear coat of tape on top of that chair, because my dad didn't want us to ruin the chair by jamming the door knob. Tries the door just in case it's unlocked. Nice try.
Charlie!
I saw. Plans are in the bathroom sink. Chart. What do we do now? We're running out of options here. They're gonna bust down the front door and come upstairs to us.
What's taking so long?
The lock's down, but the door's not opening.
One of the coolest scenes in the whole movie. Basically, we have like this fake rubber glass, and then we just throw it on the ground. Comes to the door. We have a bit of a longer take over here, which I had in the screen storyboards. Fix the door. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to mention. Last pause, probably before we do the whole movie. The drilling scene. I'll go back actually because I want to see that again. When he's drilling through the door, my mom has a little like a piece of paper, and then we have like these bits of shaved plastic and crayon on it, and then she is blowing the bits off to make it look like this stuff coming from the door, which this door's open. There it is behind the scenes stuff to page.
We're running out of options here. They're gonna bust down the front door and come upstairs to us.
What's taking so long?
The lock's down, but the door's not opening.
We can't let them have it. This kind of power in the wrong hands could be catastrophic.
Barry's theme playing
They
again.
aren't gonna get it.
This time it's more heroic. And it's great. Daniel did a
I'll sit
phenomenal
down
job
here.
on the soundtrack. Uh-oh, the door's closed. Bit of a giveaway.
They're in here!
Barry!
Silence. I wanted to sync up the slamming of the gun into the door with this. I think it just makes it sound really cool.
No!
And then he destroys the last remnants of any shred of him that would want to take the machine for himself. He destroys it by attacking the machine with more anger when his alternate version, his evil version, comes on the machine. And yeah, here we actually have like a block of wood underneath the machine. There's like, this isn't actually part of the desk. This brown part. This is like a mat that you put computers on. Just because we didn't want bits to get all over the desk. And then my dad, because we filmed this scene on like 4 different days or something, and we just stitched it together later. My dad took the bat and then whacked the machine while I filmed it. And a different day, I think actually no, he he whacked this machine on the the same day that we did the other stuff with the mercenaries, because we needed the machine to be broken for that stuff. That's for flying off. He actually like destroyed it. It hardly resembles what it was at the beginning. My door actually does open like that. Because the lock doesn't work, like the system for opening and closing doesn't work. Ezra's theme plays. I mean, you can see it's just completely destroyed. They went out the window. You'd be like that sometimes. Uncurls his fist. People have wondered like what is going in his mind here. I'll tell you what I intended, but I guess there's many interpretations, and it doesn't really matter as much what I think if there's different interpretations out there. And that my dad thought differently than I did even for this. Cut to black. It's like Inception and Interstellar. My dad was thinking. Well, I mean, he had already read the script, but he was thinking at the time that the whole him attacking the book, it was that he was going to continue on this obsession journey and just keep trying to get the machine at whatever it cost him. But I was actually intending that having the machine be broken, I mean, you have like basically like his demons are inside the machine, right? He needs to talk to his father again because he just needs to have it heard that yes, I did all this all by myself, and like he is basically being driven by this, and he has essentially nothing after this movie. But I was just thinking that he has moved on, right? I mean, if Joe, Barry had wrecked the machine and it represented him overcoming his evil intentions to steal it, then I think that the destruction of the machine for Ezra would do something similar, as it kind of frees him from his obsession. That's why his fist uncurls when it is destroyed, because he finally realizes that this is just this stupid thing, and he needs to keep moving on. I actually was gonna write in another scene where Ezra and Simon talk after the like before they talk about like everything. I guess their working relationship and what Simon actually does for the company and the obsession. But the thing is, it would throw off the pacing of the movie, so I didn't want to do that. But yeah, maybe he can reconcile with Simon, who Simon clearly cares about him. But Ezra's future, no matter what, whether he's going to keep trying to follow them, what's he going to do there? Is he going to kill him because they destroyed the machine, or is he going to pursue them until I guess, is he done with this whole obsessed quest? It's up to you to decide. Thanks for watching, everyone. I might do a bit of talking after this, and comment your questions in the chat, and I will read them. Let's see if there's any comments. I might reload this. Special thanks to my family. This. Okay, so there it is. That's the movie. Did you guys like it? Here, let's find a good image to. Here, this is pretty good. This should be the image that we leave it on. Yeah. So, let's see. I have a few other things to add, I guess. there was, you know how like his alternate version is inside the machine, or like it kind of he's like communicating with it. Um, I think okay, what was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, an initial plot twist I was gonna write in, which is completely stupid, and this is like in very early planning stages for this movie, is I was gonna try to have it so that the machine wasn't plugged in or something, and that he was just hearing the stuff in his head, and he was like trying to convince himself to kill Charlie and all this different stuff. That was very early on in the writing, and I think I pretty quickly said, no way, this is stupid. So there's a behind the scenes sneak peek. Let's see if there's anything else I have to add here. I guess I go in like I talked about this a tiny bit at the beginning, but with the writing, it started in June. I came up with the idea, and the first thing that I even came up with for the entire movie was just the image of Barry holding the baseball bat over the machine, and that was what drove literally every writing decision in the entire movie. So that was the first thing I came up with, and then I wrote the script. I wrote it throughout all of June and a bit of July, and then I did storyboards. Here, actually, let's check out the trailer for this movie. Here we are, 3 watching. Lost a subscriber doing this. I didn't think the stream was that bad. Here's the door. I'm not going to watch that on stream. I might watch the trailer for this. I initially had another version of the trailer where it had Inception music over it, because I actually kind of timed out everything to like Hans Zimmer music. Like the last scene was timed out to some thing from Interstellar. Yeah, so there's that. And then yeah, so after I said quickly, I'll go back to the whole writing process thing. After I was done writing it, I ended up storyboarding it and then talking to Joe, and then I would do the storyboards, and then I would like do as many as I could, and then I would shoot some stuff, and then we'd do more storyboards, and yeah, and then we finished filming. I think the last stuff we filmed was like in maybe late September. We did voiceovers in for like my dad's scene, because we ended up dubbing over the entire graveyard scene with Ezra, simply because the audio, and there's like cars passing in the background because that graveyard is like close to a highway. So what we didn't want to have is cars, because we wanted it to be silent and moody. So we ended up dubbing over the entire scene, and I had to sync it up later, and it ended up, I think it ends up looking really good. I don't think it's very noticeable at all. And yeah, and then I did stuff with a music, like I came over to Daniel's house, and then we talked music, and he showed me what he was doing for, I think we met up in once in September, once in October, or maybe once in August, once in October. And then yeah, he had the whole soundtrack sent to me, which I think is really good. Yeah, let's watch the trailer. Maybe we should have done this before. Saturn Productions.
My name is Ezra Sullivan, and I've been closely following this project you and your friend have been working on.
So, do you want to make first contact?
Listen, Barry, I want to help you make things fair.
Don't fail me, or everything you've worked for will be for nothing.
We can't let them have
One of these shots
this
isn't
kind
even
of
the
power in
final
the wrong
movie.
hands could be catastrophic.
The money is merely the easy way. I'm a very powerful man. I won't hesitate to take what I want if
Yeah,
you get cold
this shot's
feet.
not in the movie.
Is that understood?
I'm glad
We
you can muster
filmed
the
it and
courage to do what should be
I
done.
cut it due to space.
That is a valuable
issues.
trait to have, Barry.
It ended up coming out on December 6th, which is why I had the stream today. Yeah, so thanks for watching this stream. I had a lot of fun doing it. If anyone has any questions, now is the time to post them, because I don't know what I should be talking about. I broke down the movie. And yeah, I'll answer questions in the comments if you have any later questions, you can throw them in the comments of this live stream, because it's going to be posted later as a full-on video that you can rewatch. I was thinking of, I was in like edit and stuff. I don't feel the need to edit it. And yeah, I have OBS now, so something I can do. Okay, I can do some live streaming of Battlefront. I have Battlefront on this computer. Usually when I would do videos, I would record it by filming the screen with like my iPhone, but now I can just like live stream it straight from here. So if you guys are interested in something like that, where I do, you know, Battlefront live streams, maybe I'll do 1 or 2 sometime. I think it'd be pretty fun. Yeah, and maybe I can get together with a friend and we can do that. Because it has like online lobbies and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I will continue to make videos. I think I have 2 new short films that I have fully filmed and edited. All I have to do is post them, but I'm not going to post them for a while, and I'll tell you why once I do post them. So a lot of mystery and vagueness surrounding that, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will see you in the next video.